You know, I never knew I tasted so good. Like, every time I want to sit down outside, it feels like something just wants to eat me. It's just this little minuscule thing that's been around forever, a mosquito. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all a story right quick. I was on break at my job, right? And as I'm sitting there, I'm just trying to relax for the 30 minutes I have, right? And I'm starting to notice something. Something feels off. My spider senses are tingling. My fight or flight response is kicked in. I'm just like looking around, you feel me, as the apex predator that I am. And I start to notice something on my arm that's just kind of like black, right? And it's not my skin. So I look over, right? It's a mosquito just sucking on it. I didn't feel like that. Okay. Okay, wait, I did. Okay, not like that. Not like it was on my arm. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm like a 12-year-old child. But basically, it was on my arm, right? And you gotta realize when you grow up, man, you gotta start realizing this stuff's always gonna be around. You know, the mosquito. 3,000 species of these things. I don't know how many variations you can have for a mosquito, but man, it's a lot. So I'm thinking, you know, I can end its life right now. My right hand is the most righteous hand this mosquito will ever feel physically, right? So, you know, as I do, you feel me? Like just immediately into it. I thought I had the speed of like Hermes when I did it. I guess I didn't, because as I slammed, that thing just had the most egregious pull-out game. I need to start having like better terminologies for this stuff. But basically, it flew away fairly quickly. And that's because the thing was just stupid hungry inside the break room. So I'm sitting there for like my 30 minutes up for a break at my job, just trying to swat the thing. You know what I'm saying? Basically slap boxing it for a good like 20 to 30 seconds. And eventually it has succumbed to both of my hands. I had the most just devious thunderclap just done on this mosquito. It was no more. It will never make more children. But I started to kind of realize when you look at mosquitoes, man, these guys are like, if you a mosquito, you didn't really do anything. These things only live for like 7 to 10 days. It's not so bad. These things will just kind of grow up really quickly, you know? And if that's the case, if it already had laid eggs, you're gonna be fighting their son's grandson's son's cousin like the next following day. It's that fast. So no matter what, I will have to generate, like I have to beat like generations of mosquitoes every single time for like the rest of my life. Every time I kill one, the next week, that's a whole new generation that's just sprouted out. This thing is just destroying and eliminating 2 to 3 million people every single year, and 200 million people are infected. That is a massive country, a huge country, literally. I don't know why that is. I also kind of realized at the end of the day that if a mosquito ever bites you, you basically have kids, like approximately 300. These guys have 300 eggs approximately just being laid every day, and that's using your blood. So I mean, you know, if you ever wanted to be like a dad or mom, you know, technically you are, you know, like if someone says, oh, you have kids of your own, well, I do. I'm not a deadbeat, but like I got kids. It's just they're not human, you feel me? So yeah, I know I was supposed to do like a little tarot card, and then I go into like the bugs I don't believe should exist. But you know, we're doing things different. We need to break the mold, you feel me, of just doing things properly. Let's just kind of uniquely do. Next segment, you know, forget it. Wasps, terrible creatures, but at the same time, it's a common misconception. So I think a lot of people can agree that wasps are, no one likes them. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't really think of a good like analogy for this one, to be honest, but I don't know anyone that likes them generally. But the thing is, with the wasp, the only reason why it's really gonna attack you at the end of the day is because you're probably either too nearby to where their nest is, or you keep moving. It's one of the two. It's so weird because for them, if they sense vibration or movement or just any type of like, you know, like movement at all, they're gonna sting every single time. I don't know why that is. I guess because they get defensive and they feel threatened, but like I ain't here to like mess with your nest, you feel me? But if you are too close to a nest, dude, prepare yourself. You have to run for a good amount of time. And I don't know how well you guys can run. I guess we'll never know, you know? But either way though, these things will chase you for a good 30 yards. I don't even think I get why they're doing it at the end of the day, because you know they just want you gone. They don't want you to be around them anyway. You feel me? They're kind of introverted when it comes to stuff like that. So I see what you're saying, but man, like I know who wants to deliberately go after wasp nests. You feel me? Unless you have like a vendetta against them, or maybe they attacked like your family member, or like I don't know, like a dog that you got and they didn't really know better because it's a it's a dog. And I can see why you're doing it. I can see why you're going on your little John Wick mission to destroy it. But in any other case, I just don't understand why their brain is wired like, if you're not a wasp, get lost. You feel me? That terrible slogan, but I'm just saying, like, these guys don't care, like, at all. If you just don't, whether or not you have good intentions or not, which, you know, I don't assume they have morality, these guys will just chase you relentlessly until you're far away enough. And that kind of blows. But either way, I don't think anyone even likes them anyway, so you know, it's okay. Who cares? I also learned that the most aggressive one is called the warrior wasp, which, you know, given its name, you kind of know what it's doing. So yeah, that's the most aggressive one. If you see this terrible creature, all right, get away. Next up, the flies. The one bug that is for sure to ruin your meal or appetite the moment you see that thing land on your food, because you don't know where it's been. Let's be honest, that every time I ever seen a fly, it's always ever been on like someone's like poop, a dog's poop. I don't think, okay, well, either way, it's either going to be on like some type of feces, some type of trash, or just anything that's just nasty or, oh, can't say it. I gotta stop saying that word because then I have to censor it. It's something that is not with us no longer. Yeah, so I don't know why that is. These things, I didn't know this either. These things carry about 65 diseases and just different types of pathogens and viruses just on their body as they land on you. And they're just flying around every single time. And I also kind of hate it when it gets inside your house. Like, you try to move really quick, right, to get in your home before the fly gets in. The fly gets in, now you gotta go find it. But the thing is, I hate that I have to do like a little like breathing technique. It's like slow down like every single part of my body to just hear the little zzz noise, and then just kind of like echolocate it and just kind of find it. On top of that, you're not destroying this one either. So many flies. Those things just impregnate themselves so quickly. It sucks. And every time, also learn this, every time it lands, that thing just uses the restroom. Every single time. Like, I think it's like every 2 minutes or something. So as it lands, that, guess what? You feel me? Immediately. And then and sometimes they even do it when they just flying. You know, that's a great world you gotta live in. You know, you have the full just negligence to just let it loose everywhere. Every time you flying and stuff, or just imagine you walking on the street, right? And you feel it in your guts, like, man, I gotta really use the restroom. And you just plop one down like immediately. That's a great world. You know, you don't have to run to the restroom, just, you know, yeah. I'm kind of envious of them, but at the same time, it's still weird. Also, early honorable mention, gnats, the little bros of flies. You know, it's just a smaller, you know, junior size version of a fly. Don't like them either. All right, next one that should not exist. This thing, the Creatonotos gangus. Butchered that terribly, but you feel it though. Look at that thing. That looks like an Elden Ring boss. That, whoa. Apparently those little tentacles you're seeing right there, that's used for like mating and to attract them. No, it's to attract a mate. But I guess if you're attracting a mate, that's part of the mating process, and it's for mating. It's to help you get, you know, the bazingas. Either way, weird looking stuff. It's also very invasive. If you have any like pomegranate trees, I don't know how many people really out here that got like trees like that, where it's like just growing pomegranates. But if you got it, that thing will ravage it. It will destroy every single pomegranate on that tree. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. But then again, I don't think this thing really be out here in America. And most of my viewers are in America, so I don't really know. I don't think it's gonna work out too well. Here, let me see. Yeah, this stuff's in Southeast Asia. If you have like a pomegranate out like in America, you might be fine. But everywhere else, like if you in Asia and like Australia, that's kind of fitting though. It's in Australia. That thing looks like it would be in Australia. Oh yeah, also another thing, it also eats crops. It's not just pomegranate trees that it's after. It'll also ravage your crops. So disregard what I said last about if it's in America, or if it's not in America, you're good. That thing will also destroy your, you know, if you're a farmer, you know, it's gonna be a problem, massive problem. So, you know, check your crops every once in a while. You never know, you might see this. All right, next one, the tongue-eating louse, a real kinky feller, to be honest with you. This thing is what it sounds like. It goes in, but it's for fish though. It's not gonna do to you, I promise. So basically, man, my battery's gonna die. All right, so I just charged my battery, so we should be good for like another 20 minutes, but I'm not gonna do this for 20 minutes though, so you don't gotta worry about it. By the way though, the tongue-eating louse, terrifying, dude. So it's what it sounds like. It literally just replaces the tongue of a fish and kind of sits there and kind of, it's like a parasite pretty much. It only affects fish though, so like, you know, you don't have to worry if you're sleeping near like a swamp or something. It's not really gonna, you know, you should be fine. And on top of that, that thing lives for 3 years. That's 3 years of absolute dominance inside a fish's mouth. That is, so, weird thing. All right, last one, horse centipede. Way too many legs. See, now I have 2 legs. I don't need like 60 of them to move around. So, you know, I guess I'm pretty gifted at most. I don't know. That stuff's just, it's not a good looking thing. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all ever just look at like a bunch of like photos of bugs and like you start to get like weary? Like every time you feel like something kind of like nick your skin, you wonder if there's like a bug crawling up you. But in actuality, it's just the fact you've been staring at like some bugs for like 2 days straight. But you're not making a video though like I am. I'm just saying, like, you just look at a bug photo and, you know, you just kind of, I don't know, your brain just kind of imagines there's like bugs around you, or like, I don't know, like you feel like there's a bug crawling up you, but it's really not. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. I don't know how to end this. See y'all later.